Okay, so in this video, we have find all possible values. So all possible values,
All the values.
yeah, of tangent of -1. So I want to find tangent inverse of -1, and what angle measurement does that equal? But it's all values.
So I'm talking
All.
about that. Woo!
So here's what we got. We got our coordinate system. All students take the calculus. So now, it's negative, right? So where's tangent negative? We got here and here, so the second quadrants and the fourth quadrant. Sorry, there's only one second quadrant, so that should not be plural. Second quadrant and fourth quadrant. Okay, but this -1 might be throwing you off because, like, what's opposite over adjacent? There's only a number here. So I'm going to turn this guy into a fraction. It really doesn't matter where the negative goes as long as we just identify it as negative. I'm going to draw my triangles. So I got my triangles right here. So I got the -1 and 1, -1 and 1. This guy's a √2. This guy is also a √2. Hopefully when you see 1, you've come to the conclusion that these guys are 45 degrees. So what's our actual angle rotation? I'm going to go ahead and shrink this, get a little bit more room. So my second quadrant angle is going to be 180 minus the 45. And that's going to equal the 135. If I'm in the fourth quadrant, this one might be a little bit easier, right? I got 360 minus 45 degrees, which gives me the good old 315 degrees. But I'm asking for all values. These are just between 0 and 360, right? Both these guys. So what I have to do is every single rotation is going to have to be stated. So that means every 130 instance of 135 degrees is going to equal -1. So that means if I add 360, it's also going to equal -1. So if I add another 360, it's going to equal another -1. So how do I express this for all? Well, 360 represents one rotation, right? So I say 135 plus 360 times n. This is the number of rotations. That doesn't even look like the word rotations. Rotations. So now, what about the other one? So this would be one of our solutions. This would be for all of the 135 increments, right? 135, add 360, so 495, so on and so forth. So we'd set the 315 up the same way. Well, every rotation of 360 degrees would end up back at this spot. So we write 360n. And these are for all angle measurements, okay? For all values. So any one of these would work. So now I'm going to do a quick blank slide here, and we're going to talk about some other special values. If I said, what's the angle measurement when sine is equal to -1? So that's the same as saying sine inverse of -1 is equal to what degree measurement? When a lot of times when I see 0 or 1, and 0 or 1 for sine or cosine only, I need to think about our 4 points around the unit circle. So where is sine -1? Sines are y values, so I know that it's this rotation. And so my angle measurement would be 270 degrees. I would say that x has to be between 360 and 0 degrees, so the -90 wouldn't work. Just wanted to put that one up there because we talk so much about spots in between these key values, but what happens if I land on a 180, a 90, a 0, so on and so forth. And that's how I'd work through those problems.